Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students of BBA Honors third year, Department of Marketing, Mohammadpur, Kendriya College, welcome to my online class. As you know, this is my fourth class of Cost of Capital. The course name is Financial Management. I would like to review few important points about the chapter. You know, cost of capital is the required rate of return on its investment, which belongs to equity, preferred stock, debt, and retained earnings. If a firm or a company requires for a long-term capital, the company can issue common stock, company can issue preferred stock, company can issue bond or debenture, or company can invest through retained earnings. But what will be the sources? Company has to incur a cost, which we called cost of capital. The cost is required for capital structure. We discussed about it, and also we have shown you how to determine specific cost of capital. Especially, we have 4 sources of capital, and we have to determine 4 different cost of capital that we call specific cost of capital. One is cost of equity capital or cost of common stock capital. Second is cost of preferred stock, which has 2 types. Third is cost of debenture, which has another 2 types. And finally, cost of retained earnings. These 4 costs join together in an average form, that we call it overall cost of capital, or WACC, or weighted average cost of capital. My dear student, I have taken 3 classes before today, and I have tried my level best to show you how to solve the problem, easy problem and complex problem, that is called green zone problem and troubleshooting. Now we should be mature enough to know how to solve the troubleshooting problem, because you know this chapter is very important for the examination, and every year in National University question we have found 2 questions, one in part B, a very short form, and one is part C in a big form. So this chapter is very important, and for this reason I have taken already 3 classes, and this is my 4th class. If you demand, I will take another class, another additional class. So my dear students, no more late, I am going to the main classroom now. Okay, my dear students, this is Rokibuzzaman. Welcome to my online class. I would like to welcome all of you from Mohammadpur Kendriya College. This is the Department of Marketing and our teammates. We also like to welcome all of you, and myself, Rokibuzzaman, Associate Professor, Department of Marketing, and course teacher, Financial Management for the student of BBA Honors third year. Look, this was about course details. Now, this is our problem need to be solved today in this online class. Look, I am reading the question. The BD Limited has the following capital structure, which indicate the optimum capital structure. Do you know what is optimum capital structure? Optimum capital structure such a form where cost will be minimum and benefit will be maximum. So this is the optimum capital structure of BD Food Limited. Common share 20 lakh, 100 is common share, 14% preference share, 1000 per share, 10 lakh, 15% debenture, per debenture taka 2500, 15 lakh, retained earnings 5 lakh, total capital is 50 lakh. Other informations are current market price of the common stock is 150. The company declares a dividend of taka 15 per share for the next year. The company expects that the dividend will grow, increase at 10% annual rate forever. Number 2, page continued. The company's preferred stock is redeemable after 5 years, 10 years premium. The flotation cost of preferred stock is 20% of sales price. Currently, the preferred stock sells at taka 1200. The maturity period of debenture is 10 years. After 10 years, the debenture is redeemable at 12% premium, but currently sells at 5% discount. The flotation cost of debenture is 1.5% of the face value. The corporate tax rate is 40% and personal tax rate is 25%. You are required to calculate overall cost of capital as well as specific cost of capital. My dear student, this is a very big mathematical problem and you have to understand the way how to determine the specific cost is same. Just you have to read carefully the information provided for you and then utilize the formula, taken data from the information and calculate the value or cost. For example, look at the information number 1. Current market price of common stock is 150. This is called P0. The company declares a dividend of 15 per share for the next year. This is absolutely D1. The company expects that this dividend will increase at 10% annual forever. This is definitely growth rate or Z. There is no flotation cost in the question. So shift to the solution of cost of equity. Look how to solve the cost of equity. Just look in the left side, cost of equity, symbolically KE. We know the formula KE equal to D1 divided by P0 minus A plus Z, where D1 is 15, Z is 10% or 0.10, it will be 0.10, let me correct it. Uh, 10% mean 0.10 and market price taka 150. KE equal to what? This is very simple problem, 20% or 0.20. We got 1, requirement 1 or W1 has been done and we have cost of equity equal to 20%. Let's back to the second page. Look, number 2, the company's preferred stock is redeemable. Okay, we have found this is redeemable preferred stock. So the formula will be changed. The company's preferred stock is redeemable after 5 years. 5 years means redeemable. 10% premium. After 5 years, 10% premium, that is this premium provided in the time of redemption of the preferred stock. So this will be PR because this premium has been paid by the company when they backed the preferred stock from the holder. So it is loss of the company, PR. The production cost of preferred stock 20% of sales price. Remember, cost may be counted from selling price or book value, sales value or book value. Here in the question, it is mentioned that production cost of the prepared stock 20% of sales price. So you have to determine the production cost from sales price, not the book value. Currently, the prepared stock sells at taka 1200, which has face value 100. Now, come to the point. This is a redeemable prepared stock. So we have a specific formula, and we have FB or Facebook equal to 1000, and look back the structure. Look, second line, 14% preference share, taka 100 is 10 lakh. Here, FB of preferred stock is taka 1000 and DP will be 140 because 1000 multiplied by 14%. Let's see the solution, how we solve it. Cost of retained earnings is highly related with the cost of equity, so that they are joined together, but I am going to solve the preferred stock. Look, preferred stock, cost of preferred stock, we have a formula, we know it from our previous class, and we know what the alphabet meaning. Here FB is taka 1000, DP taka 140, number of years 5 years, sales value 1200 is given in the question. But remember, redemption of premium, so premium or PR equal to 1000 into 10% equal to 100, and production cost is sales 20% of the sales value, it will be taka 240. So what will be the net sales value? We know net sales value equal to sales value minus PR and F. In this question, we have taka 860. Applied in the formula, the value we have got is 18.06%. 18.06%. Now, back to the number 3. Number 3, the maturity period of debenture is 10%. Same as you know, the method of determination of preferred stock, redeemable preferred stock or redeemable debenture is the same. The difference is DP and I1 minus T. All are same. The method is same. The procedure is same. Let's see the question. The maturity period of debenture is 10%. After 10 years, the debenture is redeemable at 12% premium, but currently sells at 5% discount. The production cost of debenture is 1.5% of the face value mentioned in face value. The corporate tax rate is 40%. It is related with the debenture because you know we have to adjust the tax. Let's see the formula and see how it's solved. Okay, number 3, it will be number 3. Number 3, cost of debenture, you can write cost of redeemable debenture. You can write cost of redeemable debenture. As you know, debenture can be classified by 2 dimensions. One is called perpetual debenture, one is called redeemable debenture. This is the formula of cost of redeemable debenture. I bracket 1 plus T bracket close plus FB minus NSB divided by N divided by FB plus NSB divided by 2 multiplied by 100. FB equal to 2500, and as you know, coupon rate is 15%, so I will be taka 375. N number of years 10 years, tax rate is 40% given in the question, and it is also the redemption on premium on redemption, so it will be PR 2500 multiplied by 12%, that is 300. But currently the debenture was issued debenture of 5%, so 2,500 multiplied by 5% equal to 125. And finally, flotation cost was face value 1.5%, 37.5 taka, 50 taka. So NSB, AB, there is no sales value, so AB minus within the bracket PRD plus F. So it will be 2037 and 50. So what will be KD? Applied in the formula, taken data from the side note, and we have found 11.96%. We have one cost left. It was cost of retained earning. Cost of retained earning. It should be 4. Cost of retained earning, it should be 4 in numbers, as we are following a ascending order. So, my dear student, you know, cost of equity and cost of retained earnings are highly related, highly correlated. We already know how can KR determined, be determined. In the question, we have personal tax rate 25%. And we know when we determine KE, we don't have any flotation cost. According to rule 3, if there is personal tax rate given in the question and there is no flotation cost given in the cost of equity, then we have to follow the formula KR equal to KE 1 minus TP. Applied the formula from the data and we have found 15%. So, my dear student, we have found specific cost of capital, cost of equity 20%, cost of retained earning 15%, cost of perpetual preferred stock, renewable preferred stock 18.06%, and finally cost of debenture 11.96%. Let's see the next slide. 18.06% and 11.96%. When you have found the individual cost or specific cost, then you can go for the WACC or overall cost of capital. Look how we solve the overall cost of capital or weighted average cost of capital. Sources of capital: common share, 40% preference share, 15% debenture, and retained earnings. Amount from the question, we have found total capital 50 lakh, and the cost we have calculated from different sources. For example, cost of equity 20%, cost of preference share 18.06%, cost of debenture 11.96%, cost of retained earnings 15%. Okay, multiplied in percentage mode, we have total cost 8,35,000, and you know this is the formula for determining WACC that we obtained from the table. Total cost 8,35,000 and total capital 50 lakh multiplied by 100, we have 16.70%. This is the answer of this troubleshooting. My dear student, look, this is the way to solve, to find, to determine, to calculate WACC. If you want to calculate WACC, you have to calculate a specific cost of capital, whatever given in the present capital structure. In this capital structure, we have 4 sources of capital, and we have to find 4 cost of capital: cost of equity KE, cost of preference share KP, cost of debenture KD, cost of retained earning KR, and whatever we find multiplied by the amount of capital in a percentage mode, then we got total cost. Total cost divided by total capital multiplied by 100 equal to weighted average cost of capital. If you practice more than 3 times after my class, and if you watch this video 3 or 4 times, inshallah you can solve this problem. Now, my dear student, as you know from your first class, I mentioned that I just told you a story. And mention you that when you are able to solve or to calculate overall cost of capital from 3 classes, then you can answer the story, the answer made by the story. Now let's have a look. This was a story from our first class where we mentioned that Khan Construction Limited has the following capital structure: equity share 25 lakh, 10% preference share 10 lakh, 14% debenture 15 lakh, total capital 50 lakh. The share of the company sells for taka 40. Remember, my dear student, now you are a financial manager of a company. You have to answer your boss by calculation of key WACC. You have the capital structure which has 3 sources. This may be the optimum capital structure of the company, Khan Construction. The share of the company sells for taka 40. P0. It is expected that the company will be able to pay a dividend of taka 5 per share in the next year, D1, which will grow at 7%, Z. So you can find KE. Assume a 50% tax rate and 25% personal tax rate. In this question, personal tax rate is not applicable because there is no retained earnings in the capital structure. So don't be confused. Khan Construction Limited wants to know the overall cost of capital or weighted average cost of capital based on the existing capital structure from the financial manager. So, as a financial manager, what should you do? What is your duty? Your duty is to find the specific cost of capital, that is cost of equity, cost of preference share, cost of debenture, cost of retained earnings. But in this question, there is no retained earnings, so you don't have to calculate and you can't find the cost of retained earnings. I should not say you can't. Of course you can find the retained earnings because there is few information is given in the question that will help you to find the KR using the help from cost of equity. I will show you how to solve it. Give me a break. So my dear student, from the story we have learned from our first lecture, going to solve as a financial manager of Khan Construction Limited. We have few information that will help me to find the cost of equity capital. This is equity capital. We have expected dividend for the next year, taka 5. We have market price of the share, taka 40, which has the growth rate 7%. So my dear student, what we have learned from our story and the data provided in this story was the share of a company sells for taka 40, that is market price of the share is 40. Company's expected dividend for the next year is taka 5 per share. So 5 will be D1, which has a growth rate is 7% forever, that is Z is 7%. So we have data in the question, applied in the formula and find KE equal to 9.5%. Next thing, there is 50% tax rate given in the question. No information other than tax rate 50%. So what should to do? Cost of debenture. Here W2 or 3, whatever you say, cost of debt after tax KD equal to 1 minus KB 1 minus T. Here KB equal to the rate given in the question 14% and T equal to 50%. You have to adjust 0.14 1 minus 0.50, that is 0.07 or 7% is KD. So as a financial manager, you have calculated cost of equity is 9.5% and cost of debenture after tax 7%. So the rest is preference share. There is nothing in the question regarding preference share. So W3KP equal to 10%. There are 3 more sources given in the question and you have already find 3 costs. Now you can solve or you can answer the questions of your boss. That is, what will be the cost of overall cost of capital or weighted average cost of capital? Calculation of this calculation of WACC. Sources, amount, cost rate, cost taka. Sources, equity, আমি সংক্ষেপে লিখছি, preferred stock and debt. Amount is 25 lakh, 10 lakh and 15 lakh. Total capital is 50 lakh. Cost in percentage term, equity had 19.5%, preferred stock 10% and 7%. Cost taka. Okay, 25 lakh multiplied by 0.195, that is 44 lakh 87,500. 10 lakh, that is 1 lakh, 10% as you know. 15 lakh multiplied 0.07 equal to 1 lakh and 5,000. These will be total cost plus 1 lakh plus 4 lakh 87,000 and 1,500. 6,92,500. So WACC equal to total cost by total capital into 100, that is 6,92,500 divided by 50 lakh into 100 divided by 50 lakh into 100, 13.85%. This is your answer for your boss. So my dear student, I told you, you will be able to answer the the question provided in the story, and now this is high time to show the result. 13.85 will be the WACC. So my dear students, this is the final class of cost of capital. If you have any query or any question, you can inbox me, you can make a phone call to me, and you can join the solution class. As you know, we have a solution class too in a messenger group. My dear student, this is the story we had in the first class, but remember, I have few homeworks for you. The homework number 1 is, this is number 1 homework, page continued. You have to solve it. Remember, when you are able to solve this problem, then you can think yourself fit to answer any question of cost of capital in the final year, final examination, and you can solve it. Remember, the weight is given in the last line. The weight is given in the last line so that you can solve the problem by yourself. This is the weight. 1, we have 6 sources of capital and 6 weight. You must know the total of this weight will be 100 or 1, because you know total weight equal to 100 or 1. Look back. Assuming corporate tax rate is 40% and personal income tax rate is 25%, find out the cost of following sources. A 10 years 12% bond of taka 1000 sold for taka 1200 and 5% underwriting commission. Underwriting commission means flotation cost. You have to find the cost of debenture, carry. Number 2, 50% debenture of taka 3000 par value sold for eto taka. This is the same of 1, carry. 30% perpetual preferred stock of taka 100 par value sold for taka 120. A flotation cost is taka 5 per share. This is perpetual preferred stock, KP. In this way, you have to solve all the problem, and this will be the cost, this will be the weight. Weight multiplied by cost will be the weighted cost, and you know WACC equal to total weighted cost multiplied by 100. The second homework is quite easier. M company has recently formed the manufacture of a new product. It has the following capital structure. You know, there are 3 capital structure and given some information. You have to find the WACC in your own effort. So my dear student, this is the last class of cost of capital, and we are very close to our syllabus. Next year, in next class, I will show you, or I will take a class about leverage, operating and financial leverage, as your demand. So far, stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, and pray for each other. Thank you very much.